What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 282 of the Cheesy Controller Podcast. I'm your host, Anton LaPlatte. Joining me, as always, we have the Mecha Stardew Valley, Chris Montalbano.
Officially convinced that Igus is the best girl.
We got the Ray Trace researcher, Madrid Devon.
Magneto was right.
And we got the most degenerate squid in the sea, Jalen Roberts.
Look, everybody wants a robot girlfriend. I don't make the rules here.
There are microplastics in the ocean, and we got a jam-packed episode for you guys. Sorry. I tried. We got a jam-packed episode for you guys this week. We're going to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen, X-Men, Pokémon Emerald, Final Fantasy Tactics, and Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Not Edge Runners. Phantom Liberty. So, Madrid, you've been watching JJK on Netflix, rewatching season 1.
Yeah. I have, it hit me with the brain rot. I was having JJK dreams again. I didn't dream about fighting Sukuna, so we weren't cooked. Literally. But yeah, it's fun. It put things into perspective. Like I did the same thing. I watched everything that of My Hero they put on there, so up through season 4.
Nice.
And season 7 just started, so I've been checking that out too. And JJK is like one long chapter away from finishing. This is your last chapter?
Mm-hmm.
Here's 30 pages.
I've actually started catching up in JJK, and it's starting to get on my nerves.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I probably know exactly.
It just get over with. Get it over with already.
I think I know exactly where you are.
I think I'm like 4 chapters behind now.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
I'll put it like this. It's not something that they hadn't explained before, because they talked about, Sukuna is the type of person. He was the threat. There was like, okay, all these sorcerers have to challenge him, and what's happening now? All these sorcerers are challenging him.
Yeah.
And the way they've set it up is that, without getting into too much of a spoilery territory for anybody else, but essentially, it's a difference of philosophies at this point, because Sukuna, he's peerless. He sits up there at the precipice of jujutsu sorcery, and it's just him. Just him, whatever he eats, and his chef.
Yep.
It's like, you're the only person I fuck with because you cook, and I eat people, or whatever, And there's Yuji and all the people who've supported him, the people who haven't supported him but turned around, the people who are like, all right,
mm-hmm.
we kind of got to deal with this, or we're all fucked.
Yeah.
So, it's them taking that initiative to work for something bigger than themselves. So it comes to a more of a selfless kind of aspect. And, usually he's trying to fix his own mistake, I guess, from swallowing that finger initially.
Yeah.
And he's kind of the only person who's equipped to be able to handle it for various reasons. And they're just, peeling back the layers of, like, what are those various reasons?
Yeah.
And so there's a lot that happened in between when Gojo fought Sukuna, and them getting to where they are now, because there's a lot of things that were going on in the background. Shit that we knew about, shit that we speculated, shit that we didn't know about, shit that Yuji didn't know about, and now we're just finding out about it because it's happening.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just going to take some time to go through all of that.
The good thing about it is none of it feels like an asshole. Like, none of it feels like Gege just being like... There was one that it was like, oh... And that's probably exactly where you are. And then... But I feel like everything else has been established enough to be reasonable that it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it was a couple of chapters there. I was like, okay. It was just like Sukuna was just kind of like Goku, where he was just waxing people within 5 pages. So like they did this whole like monologue of like how great they were, and then Sukuna waxes them in 5 pages, and the next guy comes out. I'm like, okay,
It became formulaic.
yeah,
Like I've seen plenty of memes of like new challenger, and it'll just show, all right, we're gonna hype up this next person,
yeah.
and then throw them at him, and then
Explain
slash.
why they die. Like,
But
spend more
I
time
found-
on the explanation of them dying than them actually dying.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you also look at it from the sense of like, all right, they're that was their chance to explain, to fill in the gaps on certain characters that we
Yeah.
hadn't seen before,
That's
or
true.
like really drive home the potential of some of the characters that we had seen.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't want to use this as a cop out because it's not really a cop out, but it's like, all right, we've seen the sprint of the end of the series. Like it's a sprint, but it's also a marathon because you're right there at the end, and you got to like give all this exposition. You have to leave people satisfied, and you're doing it on a weekly basis, and you're reading it on a weekly basis, so it's more disjointed.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be better once it's done and you go back and read it in
Yeah, read
succession.
it, and it's just, yeah.
And then it's going
Demon
to be
Slayer.
even better when you have
It animated.
an anime that's like actually highlights the subject matter. So we're probably going to get like added scenes and shit.
Yeah.
We're
I
going
gotta
to
get
see
that
some
Blu-ray of the new season.
Yes.
Just, I need it.
Yes, that's just going to
Like,
be crazy.
I
We're going
need
to
to
see those
see-
scenes of Yuji doing his special training, his cheating, as Yuta called it. Because even then, he was like, oh, how'd you get this strong? He was like, hard work. And the nigga was like, you were cheating. And now we know what he meant. It's like, oh, yeah, you were cheating. Like, what the fuck? Like, you did this, you ate that, you learned this, now you can do that, and now you have the snipping tool. Like, bro, what the fuck? I was like, look how cute his dismantle looks. with the little dotted lines. I'm like, the boy's so simple. But yeah, oops, spoiler. Ooh.
Yeah.
Come on, we knew that was gonna happen. That was the one thing Gojo got right eventually. So yeah, I'm looking at it from that point of view, and then going back and reading the older shit, you see how everything kind of makes sense. Like when Yuji was fighting Mahito, and Mahito's like, "Oh, this kid subconsciously has the understanding of souls because he has 2 souls inside of his body, so his punches naturally fuck with my body." And the first thing that happens when they're throwing hands is, why does his blows hit me like that? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? It's like, oh, he's punching your soul specifically, nigga.
Right, and then they'll show how the move sets themselves evolved. Like, part of the reason he can throw Black Flashes so consistently is because he fucked up and learned Divergent Fist, which was made up of his bad habits when he was learning how to control his own cursed energy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Like, hey, Yuji, what are your abilities? Punch, kick. Yes.
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 Left, right, good night.
Hands and feet.
So, yeah. JJK really feels like a marathon a lot more. Because Demon Slayer, I could see, like, because I started reading Demon Slayer right after it ended. Or, like, maybe right before it ended, and it ended while I was getting caught up. But I could see reading Demon Slayer week to week being excruciating towards the end. Like,
It was.
Yeah. Because you can tell they had artificially injected story into
They were like,
literally artificially injected
yeah,
story
straight up,
into that
just
shit
like
for no reason. Because that last little bit, like, why? Give me a good reason.
there is none.
Wait,
The anime selling gangbusters. Keep this bitch going for another month or two.
They
Yeah.
just like, all right,
That's
how
crazy.
are we gonna like expand our page count? All right, we need all the assistants doing this spread right now. Like we're just
Right.
gonna.
Right. And like JJK is like, all right, it's this big thing that I've been culminating to over the course of these 200 plus chapters. And goddamn it, it's going to take some fucking time because I still got some pieces on the board that I haven't used yet. And I gotta use them.
And this is also the thing about it, though, is it's also written so heavily into its power system that's actually like a really complex system. And you realize like half the cast is just not using like a third of it, is barely using a third of it.
Yeah, like you can look at the top sorcerers who aren't special grade, and all of them kind of just like specialize in one thing. That's what sets them apart. Well, that's what sets special grades apart because they have it all. Like Yuta, Gojo, they got it all. Now Nanami, he has his curse technique. He has his binding vowel on himself, getting him like the overtime boost, and he can use Black Flash. Fucking what's the swordsman? The swordsman, the failure.
I literally should know it. I
Yeah.
just watched it.
Look, he
Just
was
watch
necessary for something. He was necessary for something.
He's actually not a loser. He just is a slacker, but he
Right, he's
specializes
real
in
about it
techniques.
because like in Shibuya, he's like, how did I end up here? Like,
How did I end up here? He dodged that meteor just fine. Probably saved Panda too, just fine. And it was just like, oh, he avoided the ice
Kusakabe?
technique. Kusakabe, yeah.
Kusakabe?
He specialized in barrier techniques, but he doesn't have his own curse technique. But still, somehow, people are like, yeah, he's probably the best grade 1 sorcerer.
Yeah.
So, it really just depends.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
power system is the series. You know, everything's tied to it. The lore, the characterization, their philosophies, the themes.
Yeah.
That show, if it isn't anything outside of references to other series that we know and love, it is the power system.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Bleach, a lot of Naruto, and a better power, debatably better power system.
A lot of Togashi, so Hunter x Hunter, and Yu Yu Hakusho, and Ava.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
Like the whole Mechamaru thing is
Yeah,
like
the whole
he literally said,
Mechamaru.
I wanted to have a mech fight at some point, so
Yeah, it was the same thing.
It
Kishimoto
happened.
said that with Naruto. He's like, I had 2 goals. I wanted to have a kaiju fight, and I wanted to have Naruto and Sasuke fight. And so
this whole series was just so I can get that, baby.
you got the 9 tails versus the 1 tails, and you get the Valley of the End. Everything else was a bonus, and then
Yeah, a whole Shippuden just to do it again.
yeah,
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just down for the ride. You know, it's
Yeah.
going to end at some point. I'm no longer putting it on the timetable.
No, because I have to keep explaining shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
It is
literally,
what it
the
is.
last chapter was one thing happened, and
It's
we
gonna
had to
keep
have
hurting
2 separate explanations in
Yeah.
that one chapter.
right. You got to get the explanation from the person using it and the person being affected by it, because it's a
And-
totally different experience on both
And
ends.
the person explaining it, who's probably somebody else. We don't know who it is.
It's a narrator.
It's the non-existent narrator that's also a character in the series.
Well, no, they threw that shit out the window in Shibuya because it was just straight up a narrator. Like if it's just
The
text
narrator was different. Was different characters.
that just weren't there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Heck, sometimes the narrator would be past conversations. Like they don't even actually be talking about
they
the thing that's happening.
A lot of times it is just straight up a past conversation.
That's
Sometimes it
explaining
is
this part of
just
Jutsu.
straight up somebody
Yeah.
there, like an onlooker. Like it's like these two are throwing hands and these three are watching, and one of those three is explaining. But in Shibuya, when it was like Gojo was in the crowd, like that was just straight up a narrator. Like it would.
hmm
And if it was another character explaining it, they weren't there and they were never shown. It wasn't like their flashback, this person's talking to this person about this. It was no straight up like,
Right. They had someone narrating, but it wasn't a specific narrator because it was another character that's in the series explaining the situation.
okay, I just didn't pick up on the voice actor and they never had like in the subtitles like this person : saying this. So,
Exactly. They went out of their way to do that because the series creator is a fucking head case.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is effectively infected all of us with their brain rot. So here we are.
speaking of anime brain rot, like, is Chainsaw Man just gonna get animated or like.
There's a movie and another season coming out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we
that,
gonna.
movie, that movie's about to fund
That movie's about to be
everything else.
Everything
that's
else.
coming. Like the new JJK season, the new Chainsaw Man season, whatever other series that they're taking on that they probably shouldn't be working on, but they're working on anyway. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're gonna crank that bitch out in a couple more months.
Probably after Look Back. So like 6 months after Look Back.
I think someone else is doing Look Back. It's not Mappa, is it?
That'd be
I don't
fucked.
know.
Because you
I don't
really
know.
don't need Mappa
Yeah.
for Look Back.
I'm just saying timing wise.
Oh, they don't give a fuck about that. They care about this. That don't make no difference to them. They'll put them shits out at the same time.
We know we're getting Bleach next month, and like,
Yeah, but
didn't-
both of them are getting theater runs. That's the thing about it is they're both
Yeah,
getting
they'll do a
theater
Barbie
they
runs.
Timer.
don't give a shit.
No, they're not. I would
You got
say-
a lot of faith in them.
I got a
I'm
lot
not
of coke.
even that Yeah, that you do. That might just be what it
That's
is.
just all that is.
A lot of coke.
It would nice to get a break in between.
Yeah, sure. It'd be nice.
All right, so
It'd be nice if studios were shutting down every fucking day, but here we are.
right,
Here we are.
Here we are.
and well, while we're in the gaming space and studios that put out new stuff get shut down, but Madrid, I loaned you that Pokemon Emerald cartridge, and I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
see how this is going.
Yes. Thank you for the Pokemon Emerald cartridge. I've been tapped in on playing on my Game Boy Advance SP that I still have. Yeah, it's been a good time. You know, outside of old game being old, those quality of lives that have been in the new Pokemon games, like having ride Pokemon, having
Oh yeah.
not necessarily needing an HM slave anymore.
Well, yeah, I feel
Like
like you
your-
haven't needed
your
an HM
TMs.
slave in like at least 3 generations because we're on Gen 9
Yeah,
and
but that's
Gen
not-
6 was when they introduced like Go-Goat and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or what's some of the other ones? Like
Corviknight.
TMs is just like
Oh.
being a single use.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. I forgot
Annoying.
that TMs are multiple use now.
Annoying.
Yeah, TMs are just HMs now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No XP share. Like having to like really grind the hard way. And I know people would be like, "Oh no, it's making the game too easy." Like, bitch, no, it's not. It's just cutting down on the amount of time that I have to spend doing useless
Right.
tedium for the
Right.
sake of doing useless tedium. Like that is just an archaic method to stretch out a video game. And y'all want to get all sensitive about this shit. Like, no.
It also allows
Wait,
you to
couldn't
like
in
branch
Emerald-
out your teams.
In
There's
Emerald, you could do
there's
the.
probably an XP share that you'll get later on, but it's not just like built in.
No, you get an XP share. The first change to the XP share was made it so that your entire team got XP. Because in Emerald, only the Pokemon who got XP, who was holding the XP share item, got XP from
Right.
the XP share.
Okay. I was like, yeah, I feel like they had
And you
that,
probably
but-
get that way later.
No,
in the game.
you got that like
Yeah, 2 badges in, I want to say. Like,
yeah,
Oh,
within
I
2
definitely
badges.
don't have it.
I think Emerald and all them are quicker. It's gold and silver that gave it to you by the end of the game.
Well, I am 2
Wait.
badges in, and I definitely don't have it.
It's
So
in the
maybe
next
because I
forest you
haven't-
go to,
Let's see.
if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
because leaving the second, is it the second town or the first
It
town?
might be the first town.
I'm already
Yeah.
like on the fucking 4th town.
Did you try going north out of the first town? Because I think that's where you
It's in the
deal
forest.
with.
I think it's in the forest where you go deliver the letter at the beginning of the game.
No, where I'm thinking it is like, you
Deliver a
know.
lever to Steven in the granite cave of Routes 106.
Oh, so.
You'll be rewarded with the XP
Second
share.
gym. You got to go in the cave up top
I
of that.
delivered. You have to deliver that letter to progress, and I did that. And he didn't give me shit. He gave me a TM and told me get back to work.
Sounds like Chris is looking at a guide. You might have it and not even realize you have it.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me boot up my Game Boy and see.
It literally said you obtain the XP share in Pokemon Emerald in 2 main ways. The first method requires you to progress the main storyline until you get to Rustboro City.
Second
Here,
gym.
Mr. Stone from the Devon Corporation will give you a task: deliver a letter to Steven in the granite cave of Route 106. Upon completing this
Oh, do I
assignment,
need to go
you'll
back
be rewarded.
and talk to the Devon guy?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Fucking bullshit.
Look, at least.
Okay,
Well, it says
Flash-
upon completing
Flash
the
cut
task.
Fucking useless moves. Like, what the fuck? Why would I
Yeah,
have
Flash
to waste
is
the
really
whole fucking
annoying.
slot for them? It pisses me off. That pisses me off more than anything. And I went through that cave without using Flash. Because fuck them.
What
Yeah.
cave do you need Flash in?
That first cave in
yeah.
Driftwood.
Oh,
do
you're right.
four.
I totally forgot.
Do-
That cave is nothing.
It's nothing.
Nothing.
It's nothing. But I did
It's
catch
nothing
a
like
Sableye
the
there.
what was that
I never had
mountain?
one.
The
yeah,
Gen
no, you
1
go in
one?
there for the Sableye. Because Sableye's great.
I had
And it
Ruby,
gets a mega.
and apparently it's you get Mawile in Ruby.
Wow.
Yep.
Ah.
Mhm.
It was like Ruby, you got Zangoose, and Sapphire, you got Seviper.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Because I always wanted a Survivor. Yep.
I have way more Seviper in Pokemon Go than I have Zangoose, because Zangoose, I got my first one within the last month.
But yeah, outside of that, I've been enjoying it. Just cracking out like a kid again, just playing Pokemon. So that's been a good time. I'm not like particularly attached to my team. I wouldn't mind nuking the whole thing if we're being honest and like going through it again.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna nuke it and go through it again, like you
Oh,
might
I'm not
as
gonna
well.
start. I'm not starting over. I'm just gonna like, as I catch new Pokemon,
Oh,
I'm
rebuild
gonna
like
swap them out.
yeah.
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 Like,
that-
because I used to be like, oh man, only my start say. I'm honestly looking at this nigga like, bro, you gotta step it up. I started with Trico. I'm like, man, fuck. Maybe I should have got Torchic or Mudkip.
Rikuko's not
there's a
bad
lot of
Pokemon.
other
He's
grass
better
Pokemon.
later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really,
There are
Torchic's
other
the
grass
best
Pokemon I
option
really like.
because fire.
It
You don't
is.
get fire types till like way
At-
later.
At fucking all, and I'm like, damn, that's
Yeah.
the one thing my team actually needs is a fire type. Because
Yeah,
if
there are
I'm
like
fighting,
none. There are no Growlithe, no Vulpix. Like there is not jack shit until you find a
Hmm.
Numel.
Yeah, that's it. And Numel's okay.
yeah, but he half ground.
Wait,
Yep.
I thought you could get a Slugma around there.
I mean,
You can
Slugma's
get a
later
Slugma in the
than
same art.
Later,
That's
Yeah,
It's
later?
like when,
I think it's
like
like
when you're running into
slightly later.
Flannery type shit. It's like you're not running into those types of Pokemon until you're getting close to fighting those types of gym leaders. Like right
Yeah.
now, I'm getting swamped with electric types. That's why training has been like a bitch and a half because every other move I'm getting paralyzed. It's stressing me the fuck out.
Oh, you're by the third gym leader now, right? Or the second?
I'm on my way to that town. I think I'm about to walk up to that town right now.
So wait, hold on. Now I gotta look at the Gen 3 gyms because like Gen 1 is normal, right? And then Gym 2 is fighting.
No, Gen 1 is Gen 1 is rock. Normal
Yeah,
is
Gen
Gen
1 is
5.
rock.
That's your dad.
Then
Oh
electric.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Norman, the normal type trainer.
He's so normal, he's your dad.
Yeah, I'm like, my dad's not this white man. Using this slight
He's technically Japanese, okay?
Norman. I've known one Norman, and he was a white man, and he was like one of my classmates' dad, and he was a teacher, so it's like the same thing.
But see, you can't just go off the name, honestly, because
Yeah, what's his Japanese name?
well, no, I'm just saying, like if you go off Anton, like it's several different categories of like there is no consistent through line of Antons
Anton?
except for the name.
Exactly. And thus, you can't make a definitive decision with the information provided. Norman, however,
Okay, so you have done the two gyms. You beat Dewford Town.
yeah, I beat Dewford.
You're on to Watson, which is a funny
Watson.
kind of words.
Yeah, like literally the last thing I did, I just beat May again.
Oh, when she runs up on you in that grass like path
In that grassy area,
and you're like,
man, she fucking dog walked me that first time. It was bad. It was bad. Because the first Pokemon I used was my Grovyle, and she used Wingull, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
fuck.
I
And then her
forgot.
Combuskin was level 20. And I think my strongest Pokemon at the moment was level 17.
You gotta
and
train
so-
your Pokemon.
I was too busy trying to like round out my team instead of having like one true star like I usually do.
Nah. Yeah, that's
I mean,
what
if it
your
ain't
starters
broken,
for.
fix
Your
it. I mean, I
starters
feel
for
you. I do
murder.
the same thing.
I went and leveled them up after that. I was like, all right. And I went and got it back in blood.
Yeah,
You know?
because Watson's got a level 23 Magneton.
Oh yeah. I'm not going outside again.
I'm looking at the gym leaders in the Elite Four for Gen 3,
Mhm.
and it was a bad time to be using fire type Pokemon.
In Elite 4?
Well,
Oh, yeah, your final gym is like water type.
yeah, final gym's water type. There's a bunch of Pokemon that can use water type moves in the Elite
Yeah.
Four.
And
There's a-
Earthquake.
There is a
And
plethora
Earthquake.
of water type Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
In this
I mean,
generation. That's the
no.
other thing that's going to stress
Gen
me out.
3,
Is the-
too much
is the-
water.
Is the sheer amount of water HMs that you have to get. Like,
Dive,
Dude.
waterfall,
Surf, dive,
surf.
and waterfall.
surf,
It was-
dive, waterfall. Is there whirlpool too, or did they
Yes.
just make
No,
that
yeah,
new?
and Whirlpool.
Whirlpool.
Like fucking ridiculous. And your water type might not even be able to learn all four of them just because.
Look. What you do is you get a Wailord. You get a Whelmer. That's all your aquatic needs.
Even that.
What about a
like,
Sharknado?
you
And
And
have
you
to
still
have
need a
surf.
Wailord. And you still need... And Look, Surf's a
Relicanth.
good stat. Look, because I start with Mudkip, Surf's a really good stat move.
Surf is a
So
great move.
that's not actually a problem for me.
Yes, Surf is the one.
You know, you put Surf
HM
on your
is
I think it's
Fly.
the only HM
Yeah.
that matters. That and Fly. Fly is good
Fly also because
But
it's
those
just
are the only
jump
two.
from Final Fantasy.
too. Or Dig. And the other
Dig's
direction.
not as good.
Nah, you can get touched. Dig hit you with that earthquake, hit you with that magnitude.
Well, you can still
Oh.
get hit with electric attacks when you're using Fly.
Why are you fighting an electric type? If you
I
got
was
to
just
fly,
saying. I was just saying. It is possible.
I'm not ending up in that situation because I'm switching that bitch out. Now, dig, and you get hit by an earthquake, you're flying too close to the sun. Like,
Yeah, you need
something
something
went
in there.
terribly
that-
wrong to end up in that situation. Dig was just down there. I guess you're wondering how I got here. Your Diglett don't come back up.
Oh, no. I just captured a Diglett.
It's like it's not very effective. Why is he dead? Because he got crushed.
Why are you underground during an earthquake?
Pokemon doesn't have physics.
It does now, bitch.
It's a good time. You know, since I found my Game Boy Advance SP, there's some other games I'm gonna be getting around to as well.
Good time.
Yeah, it's a good time. Good time. Everything works exactly how it should. You know, sometimes the buttons are a little wonky though, but you know that's fine.
I've legitimately not had problems out of my buttons
Yeah,
because
that's good.
like I've been
Have you
using
recently
my
modded your SP?
It's really
Yeah, I was gonna
the
say.
D-pad is just a little like sometimes it.
I can see the D-pad being an issue.
But it's not a big enough issue for me to be like, oh god, this is unbearable, you know. So
It's really nice having a Game Boy macro like this, though. Like it really lets the pixel art like
yeah,
hit.
yeah. You could see the lines, you know, and I can just look and be like, I remember this jump from Gen 2 to Gen 3, and it was just like, wow.
That's true.
Look at these animations, and it's just them doing this.
Yep.
Everybody's just Ludicolo.
Like, whoa! look at the colors on the on these abilities. Wow!
They were just eking into the having a cutscene for your attack. Like that Gen 3 was really where they started. Like we could do this. It wasn't until Gen 7 that they straight up like Z moves.
hmm
Z moves.
Oh, yeah.
Still to this
Yeah.
day.
Yeah,
They got to
those
fix
are
some of
fun.
these 3D models, though. Playing like Gen 3 made me miss 3D models sometimes. Just because Pokemon back then looked a little bit cooler than they do in 3D.
You're talking about going back
Like-
to sprites, not 3D
Yeah.
models.
Well, no, like they got to fix the 3D models going back to sprites. Yes, you're right.
Honestly, a sprite
Some of these
based
look goofy
Pokemon right now would be it'd be it. A
Yeah.
sprite based Pokemon would be exactly what we need
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, they really could have did that with the Diamond and Pearl remake.
They really could have. That would have.
Would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But they made a
'Cause-
different decision. That wasn't.
I mean, it's Game Freak. They don't make good decisions
factual.
unless it's on a game other than Pokemon. Then they act like a normal ass developer. But like once it's the Pokemon company,
It's not gonna happen.
There's too many hands in that pot, you know.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
Too many chefs in that kitchen.
It totally is. But not a single component of it. Like, I don't think it would work without missing any of the components. Like, it definitely wouldn't be what it is. Like, each chef is a vital component to, like, Pokemon being what it is.
Mm-hmm. Not wrong. You're not wrong.
I'm really excited for like Go to get some of the things that are coming up in Go because like I'm really stoked to have a Marshadow, and then Legends ZA.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna check out Pokemon Za. You know.
it's gonna be cool.
We're all gonna be on the Switch too. It's gonna be a
Yeah, is that coming out on the Switch too?
well, it's probably gonna be. We know that the Switch 2 is backwards compatible, and we know that it's coming to the Switch. Will it run
Yeah.
better on the Switch 2, or will the Switch 2 have a Switch mode? Still up in the air. But at the very least, I'm going to be playing it on new hardware. It might not
Yeah.
be running any better. Well, I might.
But if you
Knowing who we're dealing with, it won't.
Right.
Look, it's gonna have the power of a PS4. Okay,
PS4 Pro allegedly. But
allegedly.
if it's like the Wii U, where it's booted into a Wii on a hardware level to play Wii games, therefore it did not receive any advantages from the power of being on a Wii U. Like, I could totally see them like, all right, we got the SoC for a Switch in here, so if you run Switch 1 titles, we're booting up just a Switch, and it's running at that same Switch resolution and all that, even though it's on a Super Switch.
That would-
That's totally that is a piece that is on the board that, like, is totally plausible. Because, like, that's why the GBA games didn't get, like, a performance boost from running on a DS. It's because they were running on a GBA in a DS.
Yeah,
I hate to see it.
hate to
Yeah.
see it.
And DS. 3DS. Like, the reason DS games didn't get a boost from the 3DS is because they were running on a DS inside of a 3DS. This is like, that's why.
Quick math. I don't know. The DS I have, I feel like is gonna run my games just fine. The Game Boy Color that I found, it's gonna run them. No. All good.
I can't
found
think
all,
of,
I found
like-
all my Nintendo handhelds.
I can't think of like any Game Boy Color games that I want to play that I can't play. So like Link's Awakening, like thinking about Link's Awakening on Game Boy just made me want to play it on Switch because I bought that game. I bought the collector's edition of that game and
Sure.
haven't played it. So I'm like, and I have the amiibo around here somewhere.
Yeah.
I have all the Zelda amiibo cards around here somewhere, so
Oh, I should go play Shaman King, Master of Spirits.
The Yu Yu Hakusho Tactical game is pretty good. I'm pretty sure it's called Yu Yu Hakusho Tactical for the
Actually-
GBA
oh, did
think-
you get
Fuck it,
that
or Game Boy
Find that.
Advance.
Kingdom Hearts cartridge yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I had that.
Actually, I need to get my Hamtaro cartridge and play through Ham Heartbreak.
That was a good game.
See,
Still
I
playing
keep getting
Hamtaro.
the problem with these is I keep having ideas. Like before we were recording, we talked about Final Fantasy Tactics A2, which is a game that I did not know existed until today. Like we knew about Final Fantasy Tactics on the PS1 and War of the Lions on PSP and Tactics Advance on GBA, but I did not know they made an Advance 2
Yeah,
on DS. Final Fantasy Tactics A2 is not a game title that I've heard before today. And if I did,
Yeah, that's where the character
got
A2
mind
comes
blown.
from.
Yep.
and her dirty ass feet. You know.
Oh, Juwan's in chat bringing up the 14. I haven't watched a Job Actions trailer. So,
I did, but I was also eating food, so I missed some of the important stuff on each character.
I'm waiting until next week. Not next week. Week after next. Like, post MomoCon to, like, really start concerning myself with Elden Ring and Final Fantasy prep because
Yeah.
Momo doesn't even prep. You at least gotta watch it. They're doing some cool ass shit. It's some scary shit.
well, the prep will be watching the like actually diving into the live letters, like actually consuming some of this information.
Yeah,
I've just kind of been
Because the Job trailer was sick.
so sick.
I'm pretty much going in raw dog. You know,
the
this
Job
is what it is.
trailer was sick for Endwalker, so I already know that it's going to be sick for Dawn Trail.
Look, you could see the Astro rework.
I was looking at that. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here.
I'm looking at so now you draw
the
all
bars
3
look
cards
different.
at once. You draw all 4 cards at once. And they augment your abilities now. So instead of just rolling for matching seals, so you can fully power your Astrodyne, now you're using each card. Like you could throw the damage buff on somebody, but you could also use them to change grant other effects to your regular spells.
Okay, yeah.
Like
Was that?
I saw the scholar
Was it that?
fused with their fairy, and I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how
That was cool.
Seraph turns into something angel-like around the time we were consuming Light and Shadowbringers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
yeah.
now that we're heading in the Dawn Trail,
You're like, let me put that shit on.
you turn into something angel-like.
Moon
You
is
get it.
power.
Right. It's like, that's something. That's something.
Yeah.
Y'all cooking.
Thank
Y'all
you.
cooking.
And
Am I wrong? Did Summoner summon like fucking?
Solar Bahamut, they're calling
Yeah,
it
I was
Solar
gonna say
Bahamut.
like Proto Bahamut. Like what the fuck?
They're calling it
That
Solar
shit looks
Bahamut.
sick as
Yeah.
hell. Because I'm like, wait, why are we starting this year rotation with Phoenix?
Mm-hmm.
Because now you got to rotate through Solar Bahamut.
Fucking cool.
Is this the Peggy rating? Tactics A2's box art, I guess that's a European region, is just infinitely better than the North American box art.
I can see that.
Yeah. I am only concerned about one thing, is that they're trying to make Black Mage a little bit more mobile. So, what are they gonna throw at us?
Swiftcast is
When the
also 40 on a 45-second cooldown now. What the fuck is about to happen?
It's about to go down.
I'm actually a little concerned.
These
I'm highly concerned. You said you put that in the Discord. I was like, oh fuck, fuck. I'm gonna have to play DPS
a
just to
mobile
remove the liability. I'm like, let me just be a cog, you know. Madrid, can you hit? No, can't do it. I don't even got it. Oh damn! I left my scholar book. I don't even got it on me.
Honestly,
But you're playing on Summoner. You're maxed out. Nah.
You could at least play Red Mage and just still res people.
I can still res people as Summoner.
I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
say you
that's
could
true.
still do that.
Do Summoners know that they can do that? Sometimes I fucking wonder.
No, they want that uptime.
No.
For a really long time, I, as somebody who would do alliance raids with summoners, didn't know that summoners could do that.
Mm-hmm.
You say they want that.
Swear to God,
uptime, but
Jalen told me one day.
Summoner's so fucking simple that it don't matter. You're not missing out on. It's like for the content we're doing, you're not missing out on shit by weaving a res in there on like a tank or a healer or even a fucking DPS who flew too close to the sun.
But that doesn't
They
count
do be
as Swiftcast? Is that not something that's also a
Yeah, you can
component?
you can swiftcast that.
But wait, I thought
The
they
res?
increased the time
Yeah.
on the cooldown of Swift.
No, they cut the cool.
Yeah, they
no,
want you
Quick Cast
to
cooldown got
swift
cut in
cast
half.
more.
Oh.
Yeah. They want you to
It went
swift
from a
cast more.
90-second cooldown to a 45-second
Okay.
cooldown.
When you said 45 seconds, I'm like, that sounds like a long ass cooldown to me. But I guess
No,
just not
caster.
having the context of it being 90 before.
Oh,
Yeah,
If
no,
they
that
lower
was-
res, this is about to be
because
a bad
just
time.
using like hard casting res that takes.
That's
some
10
time.
seconds.
Yeah, you're gonna feel
Yeah,
that.
it sucks.
And this is why I like playing Astro, because then you can press light speed, which cuts out like 2 seconds out of every cast time.
Nice.
It's still brutal, but it's not as bad.
Yeah, that's not that's
2
not so
seconds
bad.
less bad. That's a fifth less bad. I mean, just
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're having a better time.
I mean,
But
if you
more
want to put a little
importantly-
razzle dazzle on it, you could sure cast that bitch, so you know you're not gonna be knocked off the
That's
ball. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, the knockback sure cast wrist.
But I'm casting this one the hard way, but I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, Picto Master looks interesting. I'm probably not gonna play it.
No.
You know what? I see
I
that.
was real with myself.
It
I
looks
was
like it
yeah,
goes.
nah.
It moves too slow for me.
I feel like I'm gonna try it eventually.
I want Viper.
Like
I'm
after
gonna get the
after
Joust, though.
Astro, after Scholar, after both of those get geared, after Monk,
hmm
you know.
depending on what happens in this job trailer, I'm either going back Warrior or sticking Gunbreaker.
You're gonna have fun deciding.
You're gonna
between that.
struggle with that decision.
They both
Warriors got more Unga Bunga to Unga Bunga after they Unga Bunga.
Yeah.
But don't like
Gunbreaker looks cool as shit too.
right. That's the thing. Gunbreaker just has the sauce with it. Like Gunbreaker, even pre
Oh.
Gunbreaker is a
Pre-Gonzo?
Chad with drip. You know,
Yep. You get a
Warriors
Keyblade.
Warrior's a Chad.
Which
Not-
one? Cool.
Yeah, I might do. What I'll do is I'll look at the job gear. That'll be what'll make the final decision for me. Like
That'll
who
be-
has better job gear for a Dawn Trail.
That's fair. That's fair.
The locales looked really good too.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's gonna look good because of that graphical overhaul.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When they like the amount of times they've shown the ground and just the ground looking better.
Anton, did you test your specs?
Yes, on PC. That was a while ago.
No, not on PC.
Oh.
Wait, there's a benchmark on PlayStation.
No, that was my point.
Oh. That'd be cool though.
That's why I specifically asked you.
The one person who has
Who
it
doesn't
everywhere.
have to. Are you playing it everywhere?
No. I can't play it on Steam Deck, which still makes absolutely no sense. But I
I thought
like
you said you got it to work.
no.
Oh.
To this
Huh.
day, like I can play 14 on my PC through the Square Enix launcher like that, but I cannot
Yeah.
play it through Steam.
I think they're trying to do you a solid, bro, because that's probably the absolute worst place to play it.
With Steam Deck, I've played it on remote play on my Steam Deck from my PS5, and it's been great.
Oh, correction. That sounds like the worst way to play it.
No,
Unless you're just like casually farming or something.
doing dailies, just hopping in to do dailies by myself on my Steam Deck, remote play down the hall.
You're not getting hit by AoEs?
I'm
He's a
Oh,
pretty-
you're a
tank.
tank.
He's a tank. That's a machine that turns mechanics into Vuln
Oh
stacks.
yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
I just walk
You're not
down
doing it.
hallways.
You're not doing anything important.
Just make sure it attacks you, and
Just
that's
taking
it.
it to the face. You know?
Did we talk about Viper? Is anyone gonna try to pick that one up?
I'd like to check it out. I might check it out See, it really depends. because Yuffie was more of a menace as a ninja in Rebirth than because Intergrade is what made me pick up Ninja in 14. Like just Yuffie being like that exact same kind of ninja, and her going even more off in Rebirth. The chat's just going by. I feel like I need to read this at some point. But yeah, it'll be depending on how Ninja looks in this job thing. It might be my first DPS or second DPS. Really depends.
They are It's cool. They start off a little slow, but as it goes on, those animations are sick.
Ninja or Viper?
Viper. Ninja, I thought was cool, but I guess it was just mostly old stuff because I'd never played Ninja. But
yeah, like that's my thing. A lot of the other classes really know what I'm looking at.
yeah,
You know, I'm like,
I kind of knew they're adding
like even with like Dragoon, aren't they
Ninja?
They
have a new
reworking Dragoon?
Yeah, they reworked Dragoon.
Are they like just cutting down on button bloat?
Well, that's one of the things that they were doing across the board. They were now they're also making it so there's a feature they're adding in where you could set that the button will just turn into the whatever it procs. So instead of needing 2 buttons, I'll make it 1 button.
Oh,
that makes a lot of sense, especially when they do those. Like you're playing as this character in the story, and that's basically how their hotbars are set up anyway.
Yeah. And you get to decide whether you actually want to use that or not. Yeah, Look, I know it's probably going to be like late July when I actually start playing Dawn Trail.
I want every episode as Jalen, like as Dawn, we get closer and closer to Dawn Trail. It's like Jalen's just like, it's gonna be probably early December when I start getting to Dawn Trail.
No, it's not gonna be that late. I know I don't need that much time. It's really just I want to sit down and play all through Elden Ring, and I want to play SMT. That's literally it.
Where are you playing Elden Ring?
My Xbox.
So by yourself again? I feel like now's the perfect time to jump platform, so...
Yeah.
Because it's like, you gotta... Doing
That's a whole ass payment of like $500 for a PlayStation?
Well, no, I'm saying...
PC.
Yeah.
Oh,
PC.
go to PC? Oh, it's better now.
Yeah, and it's Steam Deck verified, so...
That's true.
Ooh,
you might as well just.
I have been really on my Steam Deck.
But your save.
But my save though.
The thing about the save is if I were to do the DLC on PlayStation right now, I'm on New Game Plus number 2. So I'm trying to have a save where I am not on New Game Plus I'm trying to be on game.
You don't got some random save in the cloud that's from like right before you're fighting the final boss?
PS5 is way worse with the cloud than PS4 was. Like as far as I'm aware, you only get 1 cloud slot per PS5 game. Whereas PS4, I definitely have multiple saves.
Yeah. You have the one that you're playing, and then you have the one that you need to go back to.
Oh, well, I definitely don't have one to go back to far enough that it'd be even worth it. I have it from when I was save scumming at the end of New Game Plus.
Wait, so you have to go through the whole game again to get to the DLC?
Mog. You got to make it to Mog. And touch the hand coming out the cocoon, and that's how you get to the DLC. Mog.
Yep.
Mog Kelly.
God damn it.
Mog Diddy?
Mog Lester.
Mog Jersey.
Oh.
Certified Elden Ring boss? Certified?
Yeah, certified lover boy. All right.
Oh,
Oh man.
All right. Well, has anybody played anything on?
I'm
Well,
just chugging away at Persona.
you're checking away at Persona. Persona, like I'm really. I delayed my obtaining of Dawn Trail a week or a pay period just so for Momocon.
Yeah.
Because I was
Same.
gonna get it. I was just like, yes, it is
Yeah, I got
time.
a
I'm
couple
like,
paychecks
oh,
before I
I'd
have to
rather
do
have
it.
this money at Momocon than
Yeah.
earlier pre-order of Dawn Trail.
Yeah.
You got a
yeah.
couple. You got a minute?
Momocon is next week.
No,
Isn't
I'm
that-
saying
that
for
is-
Dawn Trail.
This weekend coming up.
Oh, Dawn Trail. Yeah, I guess I got 2 weeks in June.
Yeah.
And I just got to get that pre-order so I get that minion.
Yeah.
Anton, you cosplaying?
Yes. How can frequently and where, when, and how still up in the air.
Oh.
But
Facts.
in at least some capacity, cosplay will happen in
Okay.
the next week.
Yeah, I'm only actually going on Saturday. But I'm gonna try to hit like there's a few different like parties and events like over the course of that week. I'm gonna try and go like on there's one on Thursday at Monday Night Garage. I might try and fuck with that.
Nice.
I think there's something Friday that I could be open to, and then there's Trap Sushi Saturday night. I might end up doing that too.
Oh.
I don't know. Not
Just
having
depends.
my car in town is going to be a problem.
Valid.
Because last year it was like, all right, I just got to take the train directly to my car, and my car is in town, so we're good to go. But this year it's
Yeah.
like
Last year there was also that fucking Taylor Swift concert.
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran, whatever. Same thing.
Yeah, that. I mean, Memorial Day weekend is always some shit.
Oh,
Because the jazz, Andre 3000 is performing at the Jazz Festival that Monday. So
Andre 3000 is performing
Yes.
at the Jazz Festival that
Yep.
Monday.
yes,
My God.
the Monday that the entire city has off.
Yep.
I wouldn't say the entire city.
No, not if you're a restaurant worker.
Yeah, you
You have a busy extra day.
You're doing more work for less pay that day.
Oh, Godspeed.
So yeah,
But yeah, that weekend's gonna be a weekend next weekend.
Hmm.
All right. Did I spread my X-Men propaganda pre or post starting the recording?
Technically free.
Pre. Okay. So I just need everybody within the range of my voice to watch X-Men 97. It is the most peak fiction of 2024 thus far.
It's a great fucking time, even for a Disney show.
That final episode,
Despite
like
being a Disney
legitimately,
show, better yet.
There you go.
I still
'Cause that
need
shit-
answers about Bo DeMeo. We need to know what happened.
God damn.
What is that?
Bo DeMeo, he was the writer, executive producer,
Oh.
like.
I didn't know if this was some character. It's
No,
like-
no, yeah, the X-Men. Everybody's favorite X-Man, Bo DeMeo. But yeah, the like creator essentially of X-Men 97 was fired right before it started airing. So
Yeah, and I was watching. I'm like, man, this is pretty peak right here. So it's
Yeah.
wild.
The comics
Maybe-
are just like that, but
Concerning.
messier.
Oh, I'm sure.
The
Oh, that's
art's not
great.
as good. Well, the art's different, and I prefer the art style of the show. Because the art style of the show goes real anime sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
And
Sometimes
so
it's just a little, you know, can't really describe it. It's a little weird.
they're just
In
flexing
a
that
good
they
way?
can do all the things that they weren't able to do. So, like,
It
some
gives
of the
me.
decisions they make are real, like,
I'll put it
interesting.
like this, Chris, in a way that you can understand. You know, in Persona, when you're like in Persona 3, when you're like running
Uh-huh.
and moving, like let's say around the school, and it
Mhm.
just feels a little.
Yeah.
That's what the animation is for me sometimes with
Like
X
a
Men. It's just like
yeah,
something about it is just weird.
it's kind of off.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's bad, but it's just
Yeah.
something you notice.
Yeah.
Do you
It could
think it's
be
like the
keep
CG
drawing.
that's like.
Hmm.
Because the CG is really well hidden. At no point was like. Outside of like knowing that some of these effects would require CG, at no point was that did I notice any CG in the entire 9 episode run.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's probably what it is. Like I see it, I notice it, but I'm not like, oh, CG. But you know, sometimes it's just something that's a little like it's different from the original series. You know,
Mhm.
but it
Better.
it just tries to relax. It just tries to capture that energy. I mean, it's a '90s cartoon. You don't get much better than that. I
That's
mean, obviously you can, right? But like the nostalgia on it and the way that it hits, and
Mhm.
just knowing that, just the feeling of that, you know, hand drawn animation is it
Mm.
hits different, you know?
that
Yeah.
analog feel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Analog eye feel.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry,
I
had to
definitely
type
recommend
that
it.
as the episode title.
Analog I feel.
Yeah. We get it towards the closing stretch of the episode. I mean, yeah, this week I've been light on actually playing stuff
Mhm.
and
She's
just
doing a
have,
lot of research.
yeah, I guess I've just been assisting with your research. That's been I have like a lot of texts on the subject. It's just I have not had time to delve into those texts.
Oh.
There was an A
That's
trying to
valid.
come in there, and there was definitely not an A.
I've been cracked out on Cyberpunk.
Nice.
Yep.
On
Started
What type
PC.
of what
On
type
my
of
Steam
build are
Deck.
you running?
Netrunner. A lot of quick hacks. Quick hacks and smart weapons.
What made you get back into it?
I realized really haven't sat down and played Phantom Liberty. So I was like, I should sit down and play Phantom Liberty.
So you're doing Phantom Liberty stuff right now, or did you start like? What was the process? What's the flow chart of like cyberpunk for you? Because everybody has a very different flow chart
How
of
did
like.
this happen?
I had a Netrunner that I was already like playing for 10 hours that I just had lying around because I was played the game for a while, stopped, tried another build, played further into the game, started it back, tried another build. And I realized I haven't played that Netrunner since the
2.0.
1.6.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so right before Phantom Liberty when they redid the skill system. And since they redid the skill system, I had a bunch of points to completely fix my build.
Nice.
So it's
Wait,
like
did they
right.
do 2 reworks of the skill system? Because I thought 2.0 was like the real reboot.
Yeah, it was. I think they just reset everything with 1.6 because they readjusted some stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I know when they completely overhauled it with 2.0, like they refunded all your points. So
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of quick hacks, some bit of stealth. I'm having a lot of fun. That game is a lot of fun, especially now that it runs beautifully smooth. The extra content. I haven't gone to Dogtown yet. I want to do like 2 more story missions before I do. Then start on the Phantom Liberty stuff.
then go hit up Idris.
Right. Ask Idris to take Johnny out of my brain.
Yeah, I'll take Johnny out your brain and I'll put myself in it.
And then Johnny will come back, so it's just both of us.
And then if Johnny had 3 apples.
All right. And Madrid, you play anything other than research this week?
No, I played some more FIFA on Thursday. That was about it. Nothing noteworthy.
And
Kind of
EAFC?
EAFC 24. I hadn't really played Hades anymore. I kind of like, I'm not gonna say I had my fill of it, but I was in a good spot. Really, just everything that I've been playing has prevented me from playing anything else. This Pokemon addiction, because I really want to get back into Persona. Because like I said, I just got I just in my party, and I'm in the process of going through Tartarus with her now. But I'm playing this other Pokemon game, so
Yeah,
I
there's
don't have the bandwidth for both right now.
Mm-hmm.
I realized the game that has been like sucking all my time. My one big gaming session this past week was Persona 5 Royal stream from my PS5 to my Steam Deck down the hall.
That's going to be the name of the next one.
Stream my Steam Deck stream down the hall.
Via PlayStation Remote Play.
Via Chiaki for Deck. I'm glad like technology's kind of gotten to this point that like things that seemed like impossibilities like even like 5 years ago are just like conveniently available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to need a way to play these backlog games going. Because there's not going to be any new games. I'm 10 toes on that one, y'all. Like, I'm not changing. I'm not changing that opinion.
I'm starting to see the vision.
Crash.
It's already happening.
Yeah. Smaller devs will come up with stuff.
We're seeing it happen. We're just not experiencing the fallout yet.
Yeah.
We are actually, but there's just
Yeah.
we're also experiencing like the plethora from a previous fallout. So it's like
right, yeah.
it's almost
we are still getting COVID remnants. Like
yes, exactly. We're still getting COVID remnants.
Animal
even
Well,
like SMT5, like Vengeance.
Oh yeah,
That's that we're getting some shit that we should have got.
Elden Ring Shadow the Erd Tree. I know, like that development got impacted.
Yeah. So once the COVID remnants are over, we're just going to be left with the fallout, and it's going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing there's always
there's a shit ton of games.
Yeah, in
that still need to be played, and you know what? We're gonna have another good time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that I haven't even picked up yet that are just out there looming, like Grand Blue.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get like GTA 6 and Monster Hunter Wilds are probably going to be the last 2 video games.
GTA 6 is going to be the final nail in the coffin for the games industry because everybody's going to want to chase that high.
Well, also the fact that there's no way in hell it will ever sell enough to recoup that development cost.
What are you talking?
GTA 6?
GTA 5
GTA
recouped
6
its
is gonna-
shit in one day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But look how much. But look at the fidelity jump from 5
as
to 6.
astronomical as that is, I think they could.
It won't be in one day.
I could see it being in a day. Like GTA, we have had generations
Yeah.
of people like made into gamers by GTA 5. Yeah, I could see GTA 6 day one doing it because Call of Duty still sells every single year. Like Call of Duty is still the best selling.
It's just also, but you could see like how astronomical that development budget is. That's really my thing.
Yeah,
Like you could look at that trailer and be like, "This
but
is."
the
Yeah,
title
but
GTA
it's not like that money came from
prints
nowhere.
money. Yeah, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
they could justify.
it's not like
that
they
budget because they were
borrowed that
picking it.
money. They made that money and then spent that money.
I'm not saying
While
that,
still
like,
making
any
money.
Of these things are a good thing. I think this is actually the problem, but it's going to justify itself in the end. But it's going to end up fucking everything else because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And like all these games, everything's are going to be like, oh, gaming's huge again. It's like, no, Grand Theft Auto's huge again. Like the same thing happened with Elden Ring. They're like, oh, gaming's fucking huge again. We need to hire all these people. We need to do all these things. It's like, no, this is one game. This is a moment in time. It's going to last for 7 months. For Elden Rings, it's, single player.
Actually, I know what the last video game's going to be. Resident Evil 9.
I'll be okay with that. Just give me one last one.
That actually might come out this year.
Next year.
Resident Evil 9?
Early
Evil-
next year.
They haven't
you
even
said
showed
early
anything
next year.
about.
Resident Evil's
Well, I
coming
guess
out
we have
soon.
the Junes for everybody to showcase everything. So
Yeah, the
We
thing
are
with
doing
Resident
another
Evil
Resident
9, they were kind of like developing it alongside Resident Evil 8.
yeah. I'm here
Because
for
8
it.
wasn't supposed to be 8. 8 was supposed to be...
Well, excuse me, Resident Evil Village.
They highlighted the 8 in the word village. It's 8.
Yeah.
It only makes sense. It completed Ethan's story.
Biohazard. Yeah, I forget
dragon.
what... oh, man. Rockman. Yeah.
Oh.
The PSP was like the PSP and DS is the territory where Rockman and Mega Man, like, there was just such a like volume of titles in that era.
Mm-hmm.
And having 2 titles for all of those games.
Ridiculous.
Well, anybody got one more thing before we wrap?
Nope.
All right.
Just the industry's cooked.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing what I can.
Only a few will survive.
I'm only one man.
That's all we can do.
I'm only
Once
one
that domain
podcaster.
opens up, once that domain opens up, we get cooked. That's just what it is.
All right. Well, until next time, remember you can follow us all collectively around the internet, cheesycontrollerpodcast.com. You can follow me on Instagram at Anton6, 2 X's, or add me on PSN. I'm trying to play some games. Anton6 with 2 X's after it. Chris, where can people find you?
Hit me up in the Discord.
Madrid?
Speedwagon. X_Spain on Instagram.
All right. And Jalen?
Squid Bishop on the internet.
All right, this has been a Know It's Good production. The video version is edited by Chris. The audio version is edited by Akuma Santi. Until next time, keep it cheesy.